Hey Pisces, it's Jen here, doing a mid-October check-in. It's going to be a little less straight tarot card reading, a little more intuitive, and channeling this month. I hope you like it. Just a reminder, I'm just giggling because I saw this meme, and I saw it a long time ago, but for some reason it popped into my head. Um, have you ever, oh, it's like that person that ruined an entire astrological sign for you. So I don't know if that would resonate with you. Like, you had one significant other or one friend or one boss, and now you just hate all Tauruses or something. You know what I mean? And how do you get past that? So how do you get past resentment? And are you self-aware enough that these types of all or nothing declarations can it's self-limiting, and all we're doing by carrying those types of resentments or broad brushstrokes of um, things like that is it's not necessary. It's self-limiting. I'll just say what I said. Self-limiting. Okay, move on, Jen. So just a reminder, I'm not an astrologer. This is kind of my take on things, but we have that full moon in Aries, that cardinal fire sign energy on the 1st. We're in Libra, so we moved into Libra at the end of September, and we're in Libra until around, I forget, I should look it up, 21st or something. Then we move into Scorpio. On October 14th, Mercury is officially retrograde, but we're going to be in shadow. On October 16th, we have a new moon in Libra. Venus moves into Libra on October 28th. If you notice how many times I've said Libra. So what's Libra? It is I think it's a cardinal air sign. I'm not an astrologer. I should know this though. A cardinal air sign, just fairness. It's got a Venetian energy to it. Fairness, balance, truth, partnerships, coupling, being able to see all sides of things. It's also judgment, very judgmental in a negative sense. Although I'm not necessarily super feeling that. So Venus in Libra on the 28th, and we'll be in Scorpio at that time. They're judgmental. So that's why I got that pause. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, they may be very judgmental. But then the blue moon, the second full moon on Halloween in Taurus, another fixed sign, Taurus. I haven't this hasn't come up with other people. You're the last person I'm doing. So full moon October in the fixed earth sign of Taurus, and we will be in collectively Scorpio, a fixed water sign, a fellow water sign. So you have more water, I feel like, going on than a lot of the other signs did. But I think I don't think this is negative for you necessarily at all. But there is that slight judgment. So being judgmental, someone being too judgmental with you, you being too judgmental with other people. So with the Seven of Pentacles coming out, this is a card about should I stay or should I go? Have I waited long enough? Have I not waited long enough? Have I waited too long? Is this transient? Am I missing red flags? Do I need to change things up? Do I need to stay fixed and keep trying? Do I just want to escape altogether and not deal with this anymore? Which is a Pisces thing. to want to escape when things are confusing, especially emotionally. So an inner battle with yourself of checking out. You may just want to check out because you're confused as to whether it's worth trying. If it's just, but I almost feel that someone in the situation is going to be like, this is just me. This is just me, and this is just how I am. And so there's a little bit potentially of avoidance of a problem. So if you're seeing this, if you hear that from another person, that's a big red flag, right? If you say that to yourself, that may be a red flag. You're in denial about something, and you may be challenging yourself to use that Libra energy and look at things from a different perspective. But be careful. It's so difficult. So there are some things where this card in life is so easy. You plant a seed, right? If it grows, keep going. You know that corn, it's going to take four months to grow, or whatever, however long, 3 months to grow, till you get corn on the cob. And you're going to see if that's happening or not. When we're talking about relationships and is someone investing in me, are they going to change? Well, right now, if you're waiting on someone to change, what are you doing? Been there, done that. Hopefully, won't do it in the future. Probably will. If you are waiting on someone to change, then we only have the present. And however they're acting right now, you have the data. This is how they're acting. So really looking at someone's actions versus their words and making decision based on that factual information of what actions people are taking. So I think for some of you, you need to exit. But we can, oh my God, the Libra analysis paralysis, we can talk ourselves all around this issue and then okay, I'm not going to make a decision, I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to do my Pisces thing, and I'm going to escape and not deal with it at all and live in my fantasy world about how things can be, could be, will be, how I'll live in a fantasy world. So challenging that, looking at that, examining that, trying to figure out how to make a decision, I'm getting for you. Queen of Wands, fire sign. This is a very determined energy. They're very enthusiastic. So this combination can be tricky because they may be like, let's go, let's do. And you might want to, your water may be putting out their fire, and vice versa. You may be like, calm down, it's too much. And so there could be two opposing elements coming together. And again, am I trying to fit a square peg into a round hole? Am I wishing it was different? Am I escapism, it's better than the reality? Yeah, this person may want a decision, a commitment. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. And I think that's something you're really thinking about and trying to weigh. I guess you have to think about it if you're really struggling with it. Isn't that kind of your answer in the first place? I mean, not making a decision is a decision. You're not dealing with it. Things don't go away. But if you're really like, is this right? Is this right? Is this right? Am I happy? Boy, I'm not sure you should have to think that hard. A change in thinking, a change in perspective. I guess I would say be cautious of mental gymnastics. Yes, sometimes a shift in perspective. You can see things from the other point of view. Libra's masterful at this, and have a new appreciation, and maybe stop trying to force someone to be something they're not and accept them. But I feel like at the core of some relationship, it doesn't have to be romantic. Um, there's just a blatant, intrinsic incompatibility that you guys wish would be otherwise, but it's not. And you're going to have the same fight over and over again. But someone's digging in their heels. This is just who I am, I hear. This is just who I am. When they say that, they're not fucking changing. So if you're saying that, you're making a decision not to change. And if they're saying that, same. So that's the price of admission, as I think Dan Savage says. Are you willing to pay it or not? And if you're not, then it's time to walk away, because you're just, and that's something we hope, I don't know, we've all been in relationships where it'll be great as long as the other person changes, and there's no guarantee that's going to happen. And do we even want to try to change people? Six of Cups. This is the first time this card's come out. I had the energy for one reading, and maybe it was Leo. I don't remember this. Maybe it did, but I don't remember this coming out. Here's that full moon in Taurus. So with Mercury retrograde, this could definitely be someone from the past. Pardon me. Have they really changed? What makes this time different? Maybe they have changed. I don't know. But what are their actions? How would this time be different? Am I creating the same patterns, or dating the same type of people, or digging my heels in? Am I just imprinting how I was in one relationship onto the next? Am I seeking out the same type of person? Is there something from my childhood that needs to be examined, that I'm carrying baggage into relationships? So lots of thinking, lots of trying to examine things. Should I stay or should I go? Is this right or is it not? Of course, only we can figure that out for ourselves. But these are some of the things I think you'll be thinking about to help try to make the decision. Is there a basic incompatibility? Am I just being stubborn? Are they just being stubborn? And if so, that's the decision. They're not changing. Am I repeating patterns and trying to relive relationships with my parents or what we do? Counseling. Should I go to counseling and try to figure this out? This came up for another sign. I think maybe Capricorn. But it's, I think it's getting your mindset around, I'm going to counseling and I'm going in trying to prove there's not something wrong with me, versus I'm going to counseling and I'm paying this person and I'm going to be really, really honest and really do the work and just see if maybe I don't feel better inside, and my relationship with myself and then in turn other people doesn't change, or I have better boundaries and I don't accept things that I used to think I had to accept because I was raised to keep my mouth shut and make someone else and be responsible for someone else's moods. Or I learned to bark and people will leave me alone, just like my dad. Or I was so hurt in that past relationship when that person cheated on me. I don't trust anyone else. Or I cheated on someone, so I am hyper jealous of someone I'm with because I know what I did and maybe they'll do it, or vice versa. So lots of in your head is what I'm getting. I'm just kind of like, oh my God. So I think it does need to be examined and thought about, but I think it'd be really helpful to do it with a professional um, that can structure it and guide it so it just doesn't spiral and you don't even you're in this circle and you don't even know whether you're coming or going. And they can help really ground things and break things apart and start to understand all the separate pieces that then come together of how we approach relationships. Yes. I think you're going to be bummed that you're not further along in one way, but just that realization just catapulted you so far ahead of the game from where you were. It's a game changer. It's a life changer that will be that will it's like a foundation of how you interact. So it won't just improve your romantic relationships, but every relationship, including your relationship with yourself. And because you'll have this better understanding, you won't be flying so blind and just be caught up in your emotions. You'll be more vulnerable and more open and more communicative and be able to understand the other person better and vice versa. Okay, Pisces, wow, that was different than a lot of the other readings. I hope you have a wonderful October. Take care.